Dude, look how glossy and just nice this thing looks.
The Lumar Valor, like the PPF that we put on here, is the absolute best mod that nobody knows I have. Dude, I love this stuff. I give this the most half-ass wash yesterday just to kind of clean it up so we could bring it in here and film it. Really didn't put that much effort into cleaning it, and just look at how good it looks, dude. There's no scratches, there's nothing. God, it's beautiful. You can also see it doing its job pretty well. If you look at these fenders, I've already got them. You can see all these are like rock chips just from my wheels sticking out. There's some scratches going on up here just from me hitting bushes and stuff. I haven't beat this thing up too bad yet, but you can see all of that in the fender right here, just taking the abuse, and nothing on these doors at all, dude. Like these doors are just like too mint. So today, as this video goes live, the Committed Cruise final 2021 drop also went live. I don't know if there's gonna be anything left on the website by the time this video goes out. Check it out, there's a link in the description down below. We restocked a couple of my favorite things. We got the blue logo tees, we got both scoop tees, we had the black hoodies, the toques, stickers, banners, jet tags, all that stuff. What's more exciting than that is today we are doing something that I have never done before, which you guys know I used to say all the time. I absolutely loved saying that because I like learning and doing new things. It's really, really hard after all these videos to find something that I've never actually done before. And while I may have installed a million suspensions on different cars and lifted trucks and lowered cars, I have never done something as crazy as lift a Jeep with a full lift kit.
Well, the axle didn't fall off, so I guess that's a good thing. This is exactly what I mean by full lift kit, dude. Look at, there is seven boxes to lift this Jeep.
This is actually nuts. And for anybody that's not familiar with Jeeps, for all you guys that watch all my car content and stuff, Jeep suspension is actually insane. I'm gonna show you guys. I've learned a lot about it recently.
But what we're gonna be installing today is this part number. It is a 4-inch lift kit for the 4-door JL Wrangler from Beltec. So I'll leave a link to Beltec in the description below. You guys can check them out. You guys know I love Beltec.
I use them on the S10 that we just wheeled outside. I have their 5-inch lowering kit. I put a 4-inch lift kit on my truck, but both of those were street performance. I took them off-roading a couple times. They did great, but they're meant to handle and do really well on the road because that's what those vehicles are meant to be doing. This is the Trail Performance Plus kit. This is meant to actually like give us good articulation and flex and actually be able to go off-roading and handle off-roading very, very well. The shocks are gonna be tuned differently. I think we can actually adjust them. Everybody's like, oh, when you lift your truck, it rides like shit. My truck rode beautifully, dude. That was like, that lift kit on my truck was the best thing I ever did.
So I got no doubt in my mind that this kit will handle as well as it is possible to make a lifted Jeep handle, mainly benefit us off-road because that is what you're really here for. I'm sorry, but I have to interrupt this unboxing to show you guys. Dude, come on. That is gonna make for some sick photos when this thing is flexing, dude. I didn't even think about this. The gold you can't get excited about because these aren't our permanent wheels. We're getting new wheels. Actually, we have new wheels. They're just not on yet. But the gray, dude, that is gonna be so fire. Is that it? Or, oh, the party doesn't end. Damn, that is big, dude.
Yo, this is intense, dude. This is so cool.
So we got a new sway bar. We got new springs for the front and for the rear. I think these are the rear and that's the front. We got new shocks. This explains why the box was exploding. I think the strap that holds it in came undone, dude. This thing, it popped right out the end.
So you can see the little adjuster right there.
And then, you know what, since this one's already out, we may and look how tall that thing is. Oh my God. That's gotta be the size of the tire. That has to. It has to be That is 33 inches, my dude. So that is the key ingredient to having a lot of flex. You need a lot of travel on Jeeps to do like the crazy maneuvers. And this actually has a rebound adjustment at the top, and it has some sort of adjustment at the bottom. We have, I wanna say 8 arms, 2, 4, 6, 8. We got 2 track arms, and we got 2 sets of sway bar disconnects. They also all have greasable Johnny joints. I never heard of a Johnny joint, but Johnny, thank you, sir.
So this is obviously the higher end Beltec lift kit. You guys can get stuff that's like a little bit more affordable or whatever your needs are. This is like, I wanna say the top, if not one of the top end kits, because we told you that we want this Jeep to be the absolute adventure machine and we want no limitations. So you know we had to send it with the full Beltec kit. Big link in the description down below for this big ass kit. We gotta tear this boy down so that we can start putting it back together. I know that everybody watching that has a Jeep knows how Jeep suspension works, or at least you should. But I know a lot of you guys watch me for car stuff or even truck stuff. So this is like crazily different than anything else. It all makes a lot of sense, but I'm gonna show you guys real quick. I say it quite frequently that Jeeps have solid axles, but I don't know how much you guys really register what I'm saying. So like this front axle is completely solid, same as a rear axle. This big dude that goes across right here from side to side, this is a tie rod. This dude comes off your steering box up here and goes over to your wheel and turns your wheels. So that's what this guy does right here. But the tracking arm or trailing arm, or what I called it something over there, now I'm gapped. This boy is getting replaced. This one, we got an adjustable one, because this basically keeps this whole axle from going side to side. So if it just swung down, the axle would actually move over this way, and we'd have like dumb wheel poke over here and like no wheel poke over here. So we got adjusted to be able to bring the axle back in. So that's what these guys here do. And then these boys, all of these actually, 2, 4, 6, 8, these are all control arms. That boy right there is the stock control arm. So it literally just comes from the frame down to let it go up and down, but it doesn't let it go like any more forwards. It basically keeps this held exactly where it needs to be. And it just looks way different than like, you know, a traditional vehicle. Take this guy off so we have a little bit more room. All right, boys, let's make this thing a beast. Okay, as much as I may have talked in the past about Chrysler, not to you guys, but like just in life, this is some cool shit. I've never seen this before. The nut is super hard to get to, so they just weld this little tab on so that when you're loosening it, you spin the nut and it jams and it comes loose. And when you're tightening it, it jams and it goes tight. And this little tab is just welded right onto the nut. That is very, very cool. That thing popped 2 times while I was loosening that bolt, dude. I don't know if I trust it. All right, well, it is sitting on that jack stand, so I guess that's a good call. I think it's majorly just the spring pushing the axle down now that nothing's kind of jamming it up, but you can see how much it just dropped. I don't know how much it wanted to drop, but I was definitely nervous. We are entering back into Sketchville, boys. So I got all the brake lines freed up, but I just came under here and I loosened up all these arms. I don't take them out yet, otherwise the axle will just free fall. But I got all these arms loose so they can move like as freely as possible. We got our track bar out in the front. When I did that earlier, it sat down on these jack stands. We've had our fair share of games with springs in the past, so because it's already sitting on the 2 jack stands, I'm really banking on just being able to do one of these. Oh, 100%. The Jeep's bouncing, but this isn't bouncing. Nice. Oh, dude, are you serious? You gotta get it around this. Check out how much more spring we're just getting. Oh my, I don't even know how I'm supposed to get this dude in here. Oh my God. But
Shout out to Beltec for giving us some measurements, because that's the part that made me most nervous. Because like I was telling you guys, you can see right now even the axle's like this on an angle. So at least they give us some measurements so we can get these like approximately sized up. And then the alignment shop only has to do a little bit. Did I shit my pants? Yes, I shit my pants. It was only this guy though, so that's okay. I think it's just, I think she's too big, boys. I think she's too big. Oh, come on. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Also noticed while doing this, look how cool this is. So this is the box for the shock. That's my old truck with the 1552s, dude. That's literally my old truck right here. And then this is my new Jeep. And that's the two things I have in the box. How sick is that? I got literally one of each. Yo, this shot is nuts. And there's so much more room in there right now. Like that just shows you how much bigger this thing got. What also shows you is, that's it, full droop right now, hanging all by itself. It's not actually on the jacks are just there for moral support. That is crazy. It looks really cool. You actually don't even really notice the gray. It blends in so well. You don't even really notice like the arms matching the Jeep and stuff. But this is all buttoned up the front. The only thing we're missing is the sway bar disconnects. Everything needs to be tightened down, but everything also needs to be aligned like really bad. We'll put these boys in at the end just cause like, if I'm gonna adjust some stuff and whatever, this will give us a little bit less resistance. Should be easy. And that is it. It looks so sick. I'm super excited to get the other side dialed in. So this actually took me a lot longer than I thought it would. And I honestly think it's because like a normal car or truck or whatever, I would do one side, like one wheel well. I would figure it out, dial it in, and then it's just like copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. Whereas this, you gotta do both sides at the same time. To like even align the axle, you gotta move it and all this. It was weird. It was cool, but it was just different and weird. But yeah, everything back here is basically the exact same. You can see track arm, and then we got shocks. We got two control arms going forward. It all looks pretty similar. I think the only difference is somewhere back here we need to drill a bracket. I'm pretty sure right here we put this bracket on, but I don't think there's a rear hole. I'm pretty sure there's only side holes, so we gotta drill like one little hole on that, yeah, right there. And then this mounts it up, I guess, because he goes lower. So that should be the only real like mod we have to do. And the rear gets a sway bar. Oh yeah, I don't even know if I showed you guys this. My camera died at one point. You have to take this bracket off. This was the sketchiest thing. You put this bracket on because it spaces the brake lines. And it's got like this hole, right? So you can slide that line in through the hole. This one doesn't have a way to get the line out unless you take the brake line off. So I couldn't get a grinder in here because I got like this breather tube, I got an ABS line and an actual brake line and all kinds of stuff in here. So I didn't want to grind really close to the lines. I used a freaking like dinky little metal saw, like hand saw to cut this out because I didn't want to hit the lines. It took me so long. I was so scared of messing shit up, but I had to do that on both sides. Be careful. This is how you know I live at the beach, dude. Look at this. This isn't road salt. This is sand. I got sand everywhere in this thing, dude. Dude, that's surprisingly a little chubby.
Unfortunately, I think we
100%. Gotta use that spring compressor again. Love these things, but they just make me so nervous, dude.
got it.
This looks so sick. Oh my god, I'm so pumped.
Not gonna lie to you guys, I've been having one of those days, or like the last at least hour, where the rear was a lot easier to do because I already did the front. So like I kind of had a better understanding of how this stuff all works. But I put the springs in, I didn't realize they had to seat properly on the perch at the top. So I put them in, and then I had to recompress them in the Jeep and like spin them around, and then I like smashed my thumb, and you guys can see it's like under a big Band-Aid in there. It was bleeding everywhere. But we're basically done with the rear. Everything is pretty much the same as the front. You guys can see it's got our beautiful control arms. Upper and lower are in. I just left all this stuff a little bit loose. That way it kind of went in a little bit easier. The only other piece that we have to do now is we got to do this sway bar. So this is the factory sway bar. I just left the end links on here. Now this is the one that it came with. So it should be pretty much the same thing, I would think. Main difference being the quick disconnects. So these are actually way more interesting than I thought they were. Like I didn't think they were gonna go on the way they did. All right, I wanna say it's gonna be pretty much the same. I think the main here, let's just do this over here. You guys can see right here, this is a little more round and this is a little more square. You guys know I'm new in the Jeep world, so I'm not gonna try and tell you things I do not fully understand, but Brad was telling me that his Jeep, with his new lift kit, he has an issue where if he flexes too much, or maybe it could be an issue, I don't think it is an issue, but the sway bar comes right by the shock, and what can happen is when it's flexing, the sway bar pushes on the shock, and it can actually like, I don't know if it'll break the shock or if it'll damage the sway bar, but regardless, this should help that a little bit, and also this comes with the sway bar disconnects, so whenever I'm gonna be doing anything serious, I can just disco it, flip it up, completely out of the way, and we never have to worry about hitting it on anything. Came with some new mounts. Oh, dude, look at this. This is sick. I've never actually seen a sway bar with options give you the reason why. So this says that the first one is like OEM Plus, I guess for feeling, handling. The second hole is Sport, so obviously we gonna throw it in Sport. And then the last one is Tow Haul. Now that's an interesting thing because I do have pop-up tent trailer that's hibernating for the winter, and we will be towing / hauling with this boy. So it's kind of cool that I can give it, I guess that just gives it a little bit more rigidity, a little stiffer. I don't know, but I do know these boys, oh damn, those are nice. With some lube, so let's lube these things up and get it in there. We are lubed up, in she goes. God, the one thing I hate about this install is everything requires 2 hands. That's way too easy, but you guys can see it still obviously will hit with no end link on there. But obviously the end link is pretty big, so it's gonna keep it up out of the way. But just the simple bigger bend looks like it's gonna do the job of keeping it out of the way. Now check this out. So in my head they were going on like that, but they go the other way around. Right here, where the old end link was, it goes with like pin facing out. So this is the pin that it comes with, and it's threaded on the other side. Just kind of give her one of these. This guy will just pop right off of that, I guess. And then I haven't read up on anything yet, but I don't know if there's a spot that this is supposed to go to. I think I remember being with Nikolai, and he had like, for example, the same thing as right there, like a little pin, pulled his up, and then like, it was a front one. I have no idea where this one would go. But for example, he like rolled this up and then clicked it into a place. So obviously we would want this up and out of the way. I don't know if I'm gonna have to build like a little bracket to keep this up, and then obviously this end link out of the way or front. They're different though. From what I can understand, this one installs the same because of the way the brackets are. So that one installs right there, like the same as the back, just has a single tab, but because of this dude, right here, this goes in between, so this is just a push pin so you can still remove the whole thing. Because there's no way, once this is in,
like this, for example, so I can reach it, there is no way to slide it on or off. So you just remove the whole pin. God, you gotta love when people put their brains into things. So we got 2 of these, and then the final piece, the rear track bar. And then, I mean, aside from cranking everything down, boys, we are done.
Dude, this is huge. This looks like way more than 4 inches. Obviously it's gotta settle, but like, holy shit. Dude, this thing just feels huge.
Ooh, baby. All right. First test, full lock this way. Oh, she seems all right. What about full lock this way? Oh, we're gold, boys. Let's go.
Dude, we did it, but oh my god. In the garage, it looked, the wheels looked much better. Outside, they look like hella skipped leg day status, bro. Look at this. Oh my god, this is huge. Also, I forgot to put this little piece back in the front, so if you guys notice those X's, they won't always be there, but dude, this looks so sick. The shocks look unreal. I actually, I dropped it down and then I spent all last night torquing everything down. I greased all the fittings, even though they already come greased. I just made sure everything was good. I tried to align it the best I could myself, so we'll see what happens. I just need it to drive straight to get it to an alignment shot, but dude, this is so sick. It's a bit more of a beast than I was going for. Like, we wanted the 4 inches, and we actually measure in right now at 6. That's all. That is one whole penis too much. At first, I was like I panicked a little bit because 6 inches is a lot of lift, and especially on a Jeep like look how big he is, dude. You guys can see right now on the drive shaft, he is really close on that front drive shaft to being maxed out. And it is on like level ground in my backyard. So I'm gonna get a new front drive shaft. Nikolai actually was like, dude, he got a 4-inch lift kit. His measured in at 5.5. He said like 2 weeks later it settled a bit. He gave me some info that I didn't even know, because like I told you guys, this is all new to me. So I kept reading like true 4 inches. And I couldn't understand what that meant. Basically, when I lifted my truck, it gave it exactly 4 inches, because the truck mark is like an expected thing. But with this dude, they expect if you're lifting it 4 inches that you're gonna be doing some cool stuff with it. So they even beef it up a little bit. Now, I'm not talking for Beltec, I don't know if this is true, but Nikolai tells me that they beef it up just a little bit because they expect you to have like steel front and rear bumpers and a winch and all that kind of stuff that adds a lot of weight, like body armor. If I go ahead and I just add a bunch of skid plates under here and my bumpers and a winch, it's gonna make the Jeep heavier and wanna sit a little bit lower. So what's actually really sick is that, yeah, right now it's at 6 inches and it's kind of sketchy, but over time, it'll settle a little bit, and with all the weight we're gonna add to the Jeep, ideally it'll end up at 4 inches, which is really cool, because I never even thought of that. If we go ahead and put a bunch of weight on it, put bumpers and stuff, it's settling beyond 4 and actually being a 3-inch lift, which I'd actually prefer it to be this way. Anyways, dude, 6 inches, 4 inches. I'm just so stoked that this thing's finally like lifted. But, oh, dude, the stretch on the legs getting into this thing is so much more. I told you guys I gave it a little DIY alignment. I want to see how good that is. I feel huge. Steering wheel's not, I actually did a decent job. Look at that. Oh. Dude, props. I kind of killed that, not gonna lie. I set all the shocks to 3, so you can go from 0 to 5, obviously 0 being the softest and 5 being the hardest. 5, I think I would want to usually ride around like 5 in the streets and 0 on the trails, because then you notice a difference. Feels relatively the same. But I'm only going, you know, slowly around my neighborhood here, but as much as feeling bumps on the ground and stuff, it's not like I feel anything more than normal. It's a little bit slurpier when you turn, like, it leans a lot, like when you go like this. But again, we opted for a off-road kit, not a street kit. That's kind of like a give or take, but it is a Jeep. It's a fucking shoebox, dude. When you turn, it does it does this a lot. I just gotta be careful, that's what sucks. Until I get my drive shafts, I really can't go off-road. I hate this, because you guys know I usually end my videos with something fun after like an install. What we're gonna have to do here is you guys are gonna have to, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. If you are, we're gonna have to get this thing dialed in, get my drive shaft on, and then we'll make like a really fun testing this thing out video. Because I hate to install a lift and not actually put it to a test. I feel like a little bitch while I'm just driving around my town. Dude, I'm thoroughly impressed with this. Oh, aside from the fact you have to jump out of it, it's too big.
Oh, dude, I love it. I'm not gonna lie to you, I love it. If this is what forces us into a full send build, then this is what forces us into a full send build. And check this out, when I pull up to a trail one day and I'm like, oh, time to go do some off-roading. Grab this pin, pull it, slide that boy out. He's got nowhere to go right now, and then you're done, boys.
Maybe that'll be a video I'll do actually. I'll relocate this somewhere.
Because it didn't come with like a bracket to put it on. I think that would help just keep it up out of the way. Oh boy.
Initially, I'm very impressed. Like I said, we're gonna make a follow-up video. We're gonna go beat this thing. We'll do some off-roading. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Shout out to Beltec. I'll leave a link in the description down below for you guys to check them out. And I will catch you guys next time. Like I said, make sure you're subscribed if you are not already. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out and stay committed.